Hey y'all, Mike with Cardboard Kingdom. Welcome back to another Disney Lorcana video. I hope you and yours are doing well. I am doing amazing. Today's sales read genuinely breaks my mind. I know we've been talking about record sales and all-time highs and everything a lot lately. Everything previous pales in comparison to what we saw yesterday. I I I'm genuinely speechless on a lot of these sales. So we're gonna get into it. I mean, Disney Lorcana is your favorite TCG's favorite TCG. It is just hotter than anything on the planet. It might as well just be the sun at this point. But first, Unusual Whales tweeted, breaking, AMC Theaters announces it had its busiest weekend in 2026. Does anyone know what would have contributed to that? It'd be really cool if the movie that was causing the biggest surge in 2026 had a promo related to a trading card game with it. That'd be really, really cool. That'd probably do a lot for said trading card game. A lot of people are probably going to find out about the magic of said trading card game. That's really, really cool that someone could do that. And that same game would have been considered dead 5 months ago. What a wild time to be alive. First up, not the strongest sale, but a meaningful sale. Buzz Lightyear, 10,400, ended at auction last night. This one is important, guys, because we just saw an $8,200 CGC Pristine 10. If anything from this sale we learned, I know PSA is the bad guy. I know everyone, it's very cool to hate PSA. I get it. I want PSA to have competition. If you don't send your cards to PSA, you are costing yourself thousands of dollars. That's just the bottom line. So if you want to play the game on hard mode and you want to grade with Rudy or CGC or Tag or anyone else, go for it. That's fine. If you're just adding cards to your PC, you like their slabs more. If you want the most resale value, should you be selling any of your cards, just grade it with PSA. That's the end all be all here. 92 PSA 10s. What I'm impressed with is this card has stayed at that 5-digit number in a PSA slab for the most part, despite it going up in price. It was selling for 10K when the pop was 10. It's selling for 10K with the pop at 92. That's a very strong sign for the iconic Buzz Lightyear. Next up, Let It Go, PSA 10, 353 in existence, the highest populated Disney Lorcana Challenge promo card from the first season, ends at $7,877. This is a card that has been slept on. These Disney Lorcana Challenge promos, I've talked about them ad nauseum. I'm not going to go into it here. But these cards have just been under the radar because they don't go to auction enough. People lack the visibility. You got to be deep into Andy's room in the play box, digging through the play box to find these, or the toy box, and people are finding them. $8,000 sale for the Let It Go. Next up, Spooky Sight, PSA 10. I feel so stupid. When this card was first getting PSA 10s and going to auction, people were paying over $800 for these cards, which at the time, I know in this market, that's going to seem very novel, but that was like $800 was a strong price for this card in a PSA 10 out of the gate. I was like, man, that price, someone would FOMO'd so hard for that. $6,500 PSA 10 last night. $6,559 for an enchanted card coming out of Whispers in the Well. It's got roughly a 75% gem mint rate. On its merits, just truly a fantastic card. $6,500, ladies and gentlemen. What a time to be alive. Next up, the Ariel, $6,600 at auction. I believe this is roughly around an all-time high, 208 in a PSA 10, 278 that have been graded. Whispers in the Well, another banger here coming out of Whispers. I feel like if Buzz and Merida are both going to stay over 10K, Ariel has to be a 10K card. That seems like it's happening sooner rather than later. 6,600 for the Ariel. Stitch. Experiment 626 out of Reign of Jafar. 4,284 at auction. Guys, the conditional rarity premium in Disney Lorcana is no joke. These Lorcana collectors want the cards in the highest grade possible, the best condition possible. So many of the print runs that happen in Disney Lorcana were in coordination with the Pokemon boom. Printers were at capacity. Quality assurance was out the window. Get the cards printed. Let's get them in packs and get them on the market. 67 in a PSA 10. 177 have been graded. $4,284 for the PSA 10 Stitch Experiment 626. Moana, $4,200 at auction. 83 have been graded, 102 in existence thus far. Many more to come. Fantastic sale for the Moana. That feels about right, honestly. If an Ariel 6K, Moana 4K, that seems reasonable. I think better times are ahead for both cards. The fact that these cards were so underappreciated for so long just doesn't make sense. But I think we are once again in a whole new world, whole new paradigm, whole new stratosphere, a whole new, I don't know, whatever else. Disney Lorcana is just in another galaxy at this point. PSA 10 Wayward Sorcerer Mickey, 2,300 at auction. This is off the back of an auction that ended around 2,500, or a couple buy it nows at 2,500. Continues to climb up the price ladder here. Another strong sale as it goes through price discovery after setting multiple all-time highs. 1,227 in existence in a gem mint grade. 2,138 in total have been graded. A staple of the first chapter, a card that was undervalued for far too long. Put a Mickey on it, put it in a gem mint grade. Good things are going to happen. Next up, Tigger. Arcasia's Island. We are not Arcasia's Island. Azurite Sea. We're in a world where set 6, even set 6, gem mint grade. Put a Pooh IP on it. Make a cool card with the Azurite Sea foil. And you're getting $1,225 for a gem mint grade. 182 in existence. 294 have been graded. Ladies and gentlemen, Azurite Sea foils, 1,000 plus premium. Okay. Next up, Tinkerbell. Set Champs promo. $1,144 for the PSA 10. These are just coming back from auction. PSA Pop 5 as of right now. 7 have been graded. Quality overall for these cards was pretty solid. First foil version here, first couple coming to market, getting over 1,000. I think there was also buy it now for around 1,200 or 1,300, if I'm not mistaken. Playing in Disney Lorcana Set Championships, pay the bills. Next up, I want to hop to another sale here and then come back to, talking about this one, and then we'll go back to some of the previous ones. $1,500. Buy it now. This morning, 9 o'clock, Monday, June 22nd, for the Fabled Monstrous Dragon for Maleficent. These Set Champs cards continue to have a massive premium. We're going to continue to see that. I've been shouting it from the rooftops from inception of the Stitch Set Championship, that original Set Championship. Right now, the world has woken up. For Father's Day yesterday, quick tangent, then we'll get back to the sales read. There was a on Father's Day yesterday, there was a Set Champs in my city, the closest LGS to me. It's like a 5 to 10 minute drive down the road. They were having a Set Champs yesterday at noon. A lot of people from Kansas City were in Indianapolis competing for the Golden Mickey. And so I was telling my wife, I'm like, hey, there might be an outside shot that this thing doesn't really fill up and I'm able to just like go and get a promo. And so I was kind of like keeping my eyes on the, the total population. Nope. I think it ended between like 16 to 20 players, with like the majority of the best players being out of town. People were coming in town from hours away to play in the event. And, they were rewarded if they got top 8. It was worth their time. A $200 to $300 card to come play 5 hours of Disney Lorcana. They grade it. And I mean, if Maleficent's a $1,500 card, what's Woody? Your guess is as good as mine. Wild times ahead. Was this the original Tinkerbell? Yep. Tinkerbell Stitch from the Winter Spell Collection Starter Set. Glimmer foil. $867.57 at auction. This product was sub $20 to get 4 Winter Spell packs, a portfolio, and this promo for a long time. I would guess those days are gone. Glimmer foils, $867. We've seen the Glimmer foils do well overall. This one is one that was still readily cheap. I'm guessing it's not so much anymore. once again, I'm not trying to tout my or toot my own horn, whatever. These Glimmer foils, guys, they were underappreciated for what they are. I guess my final point here will be price is what you pay, value is what you get. If you're able to mass accumulate promos that are exclusive to a given product for a specific point in time that have unique art, unique foiling, that grade at a very hard conditional rarity from a conditional rarity perspective, you're going to do well. I've been saying that for a long time, and we are seeing it come to fruition across the board. Nick Wild here, $2,700 for the Whispers in the Well Enchanted Persistence Investigator. I mean, not my favorite card, to be completely honest, but it's Disney Lorcana. It's an Enchanted. It says PSA 10. So $2,700 for the card. And then we've had a whole nother myriad of D100 and D23 PSA 10 sets continue to sell at 3K plus. This one was at 720 this morning. So, all right, guys, to bring us to a close here and put a bow on this thing, I just, like I said, there's so many sales that I couldn't even cover because there are I would have 100 tabs open. We'd be here all day. It was truly an insane night for Disney Lorcana. And so what I want to leave you with is I just want to know, what is the bear case for Lorcana? I need your best FUD because I can't find it. I don't know what's going to bring this rocket ship back to Earth. And that's not to say that the next Stitch Experiment 626 isn't going to sell for a little bit of a lower price. It will. That's price discovery. That's a healthy market. But what is truly, I get a lot of bubble comments these days. I get a lot of people the bubble's going to burst, blah, blah, blah. Lorcana's going to crash. Those people don't know what they're talking about. But I do want to know, if someone can give me an articulate reason why Lorcana across the board, we're going to see a 25% pullback. What is that? Because I can't find it. When I look at the broad spectrum, Lorcana has now become undeniable. This idea that the game was going to die, that sentiment is dead. The only thing that died was people saying that Lorcana was going to die. They're gone. That is obviously not going to happen, right? We have Toy Story 5 this weekend. We just talked about how AMC had their biggest weekend of 2026. And the reason why it had the biggest weekend of 2026, that movie, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people across the world got exposed to Disney Lorcana through that movie. Okay? I would bet, based on how cool Lorcana is, that a lot of people are going to dip their toe in for the first time. They're probably going to end up at a Cardboard Kingdom video at some point. And they're probably going to fall in love with Lorcana like you and I did. That's a mass audience outside of the TCG world that are going to discover Disney Lorcana. That's been the vertical integration and the opportunity for Disney Lorcana forever, right? This mass audience, that why the TCG, the broader TCG audience, they love Magic, they love Pokemon, they love One Piece, they're going to love Naruto, they're going to love all these core trading card game, just games, the core TCGs. But the audience outside of a Magic the Gathering, unless you're in TCGs, you don't know Magic, right? But if you're not in TCGs, you probably know Lilo and Stitch. You probably know Mickey Mouse. You probably know Winnie the Pooh. You probably know Lion King. You probably know Aladdin. You probably know Toy Story 5, okay? And so a lot of people are going to continue to find out about Lorcana that have no clue about trading card games right now, and they're going to fall in love with it. Disney Lorcana's value proposition is insane. So we've got Toy Story 5. We've got Attack of the Vine with new team-up mechanics and new IPs. Monsters University, anyone heard of it? Turns out it's a fan favorite too. It's got a cult following. So more people are going to come in from that IP in addition to the redesign and giving us multiple IPs, multiple characters on these cards. The competitive season for season 3 is going to be absolutely on fire. We're going to see quadruple the entrance of season 3 as we've seen in season 2, at least in NA. Continued activations in the parks, more Epcot events, more Collector's Quest, more Curators collections, the Heroines box that comes out with Attack the Vine, more of those, more D23 boxes, more activations at D23, more activations at the park, more activations at the cruises. I need your FUD. I need to know what is going to crash this thing. Because the only thing that I think has any merit, unless, and once again, I'm open, change my mind. But the only thing that I can even fathom that could cause like a mass pullback of Disney Lorcana is a macroeconomic event outside of Disney Lorcana that just wrecks the market as a whole and people start hoarding cash. Like, is a reprint of Wilds going to crash the market? No. It's going to be absorbed. The game has changed. It's not Inklands anymore. So, I leave you with, give me your best FUD. And don't be an idiot. And if you're just like a hater, if you're one of the people who watches the vids and hates Lorcana just because you hate it, save your comment. I'm asking like people with actual brains, for their feedback here. You don't qualify. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I look forward to reading your FUD. I seriously want to hear it, all jokes aside. Today's price is tomorrow's discount. Only up, never punished. Buy now or else. Talk to you all later. Goodbye, guys.